Welcome to Unit 7 of Real Shanghai Mathematics Practice Book 2.2. So this is the final unit of the second book of Year 2, and with this unit will end, and then we can move on to Year 3 material. So this unit is called Consolidating and Enhancing, and it is a basic revision and probably building upon what's already been learned, and it consists of 4 parts. So the first part is recognizing and writing numbers up to 10,000. So it's moving up slightly because I think we've done 1,000, now it's moving up to 10,000. And so question 1A, fill in the place chart, fill in the chart. So we always, when you're doing place chart values, you start from the end, which is ones place, which is done for you. So the next one will be tens place, and then hundreds, and then thousand, and then 10,000. So we always go up in tens. So these are times by 10, then times by 100, times by 1,000, and times by 10,000. So all going up by an extra zero. And then B, starting from which side in a place value chart, is in the one place. So starting from, yes, it depends which way we start, but generally speaking, always start from the right hand side. So if the first place is the ones place, and then we can build our way from there. And then the fourth place is the 10,000 place, and the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so sorry, the fourth place is the 1,000 place, and the 10,000 place will be the fifth place. And if you're going from the left, it's the other way around. To the left, the one place is going to be the fifth one, and so on and so forth. Be counting 1,000 by 1,000. 5,000 is how many, and 10,000 is how many. Counting 1,000 by 1,000, 5,000 is 5. I'm not sure what they're referring to here. You can look at the answers and write that there, but the it's not that important. It mostly matters about getting answers right rather than these worded questions, which depends on how you're reading them. Question 2, fill in the blanks in the place value charts and talk about the composition of each number. Oh, I see. I think 5,000 is 5,000 and 10,000 is 10,000. So I'm assuming that. Anyway, so 9,351. So this will be, we'll again start from the ones place, put your 1 there, then the 5, then the 3, then the 9, and you can see it's made up of 9,000s, 300s, 5 tens, and ones, and so on and so forth. Again, 5, 3, 2, 0, ones will be 0, so that's wrong, getting 0. And 3, if you remember the abacus before, we have covered this, so same principle applies here. So we can start with the ones, and from the ones we can see 5 at the top and 4 at the bottom, so that's 9. And then nothing certainly the next one, so it'll be a 0. And in the hundreds one, there'll be a 5 and 1, so 6 there. And then the other one is 4, so this was 4, 6, 0, 0, 9. And then the next one, these cuboid shapes are going to be 1,000, so there's 3,000 here, 3,232. And then level B, which is meant to be slightly harder, and they are slightly harder because these are terms you might not have come across, but you should be fairly familiar with them now. It should be straightforward. So 5,000, you can see 5,000 there, 50,000, so it's a 50, 50, and then 1,000 at the end. At 10,000, it's going to be the trickier one. So 10,000 is the same as 100, 100, because 100, 100, it'd be 100, which is 100, and then 100 is another 20. So if I add 2 zeros there, you can see the 100, 100 the same as 10,000. And B, again, should be fairly straightforward. See if there's any confusing ones, and it should be straightforward. 800 is there, and so it's about just drawing the lines and then moving on to the second part, which is reading, writing, and comparing numbers up to 10,000. Okay, so 1A is a question. 1142 is read as composed of how many thousands? So it's composed of 1,000, or 100, and 4 tenths, and 2. So then we could write it as 1,000 plus 100 plus 40 plus 2, and so on for the other ones as well. So shall we move page over to page 86, and we'll just do 1E, which is the notice of a cost of 2,500 is read as 2,000, 500, 0 tens, and 0 ones. Okay, so again 2,000 plus 500 plus 0 plus 0. I'll write the following numbers, so it should be straightforward. 3,900, See if there's any confusing one here. Let's do 2003 at the bottom, which is 2003, so basically 2003. And question 3, you write them as the following. So composition would be 3000 plus how many? 800, okay? Plus 0, 0, because there's nothing in the 100, sorry, nothing in the, yeah, so there's nothing in the tens and there's nothing in the ones. And then the C3C, again, the abacus, you need to be familiar with that. So that's going to be how many in the thousands ones, which is going to be 6. So that's going to be 6,000 plus 0 in the hundreds plus 0 in the tens. And we've got a 8 there. So that's 6,008. And then moving on to question 4, fill in the brackets. 8,763, and so on and so forth. 5 is comparisons, so greater than or less than. Again, as long as you can read them, it should be straightforward. And level B, as I say, a little bit trickier, so you need to look at the patterns. 1050, 1100. So what's the difference between them and 1150? So they're going up in 50s, so you need to work that out. 6355, 6255, so they're going down in a hundreds. So that'll be 6155 and so on and so forth. But you need to be familiar with how to drop it down to the 5000s. And 9876, 8765. Okay, 5432. So this is a bit trickier. The pattern is each one's going down by 9876 for 8765. So this next one will be 7654, and the next one will be 6543, and so on and so forth. So the just a sequence. 9876 is the sequence, and so forth, and they're just dropping down by 1 in terms of their thousands, and then so on and so forth. Question 2, order the numbers smallest to greatest, so it should be straightforward. Number 3, using only numbers 3084 and the greatest 4-digit number I can make. So the greatest 4-digit number would have to have the greatest in the thousands. So that'll be 8430, and the smallest one will have to be, because it has to be a 4-digit number, then we can't start with 0 because it wouldn't be a 4-digit number then. So the smallest one will have to be 3, and then after that we can put a 0 there to make it low. So 3084. Look for the numbers up to 10,000 in surroundings. Read as many as you can, and are composed. So it's about showing you the real life examples of these numbers and their implications. Number 3, problem solving. So working out these answers, 356,20812. So we can add these two together first, and then we can add that afterwards. So different ways of doing it. So we can do 208 plus 12, which is going to be 210, and then 220, and then 220 plus 356. So the different ways of doing it, but just remember when you're doing addition, and then if you're doing like 7 plus 6, make sure you're doing 7 plus 3 plus 3. So don't lose that jumping to the 10th ones to do it. And then question 2, there are 77 baskets of oranges in the fruit market at the start of the day. 118 more baskets and oranges are delivered in the morning, and then another 40 baskets are delivered in the afternoon. So these are more and more and more. How many altogether? So adding those together. So write that as a number sentence, and then you can work it out. Weekend, Alex practiced spelling at home. He wrote 215 morning and 161 afternoon. On Sunday, he wrote 360 words. How many words, Alex? So again, total. So just by adding those numbers together. And then B here, how many people are there in the computer club? So adding those numbers together. 102, 118, 154. So down the column, because those are computer clubs. How many people is year 2 take part in clubs? So 118 plus 129 plus 116, and so on and so forth. And then D, you can make up your own number. And then A, 93, page 93, question 1, number sentences, addition and subtraction. And when addition and subtraction are on the same level, you have to do them in order. So do 349 plus 501, and then after that, what you work out, then you can take away 423. There is a different way you could do 501, take away 423, and then 349, add that. So that can be done as well. What you can't do is start doing 349, take away 423. So you have to be in order in that regards. Okay, and number 2, compare then calculate. Compare then calculate. So I'm not sure. Okay, compare the two. Oh, I see. So they're comparing the two, and then you can work them out. Again, I'm not sure the reasons behind that. Okay, so they're all using the same digits. So you can, yeah, it's fine. So if you know what 459 plus 61 is, then you can put that. This is going to be the same for that one and the other one, which is 459 plus 61. and then take away 34 2, or you can do it in different orders, but again, it should be fairly straightforward at different ways of doing it. And the question 3, apply the application, or apply. So these are questions. The school bought 198 apples and gave one to each of the 76 pupils in year 1 and 69 pupils in year 2. The school gave the rest of the apples in year 3. How many apples did year 3 receive? So if they gave year 1 and year 2 76 and 69, you have to add those together, and then 198 take away that number, will be how much will be given to year 3, because altogether it has to be 198. So it may take a little while, but the child needs to think about the questions. A lot of the maths is about understanding the question. That's usually can be the tricky part. So take your time trying to understand it. And sometimes using large numbers, if they're confusing, use smaller numbers. It's the principle that's important. So if the year 1 had 5 pupils, and the year 2 had 2 pupils, and there were 12 apples, what would year 3 get? Yeah, so they can understand. So in terms of adding then takeaway, it's the same principle will apply here. B, pupils of year 2 made paper flowers. Year 2 class 1 made 165. Year 2, they gave the nursery children 150 flowers. How many flowers did year 2 have left? So you add those two together. 106 plus 129. Add them together and then take away 158 from that, and then how much is left over? C, how many days does it take Earth to move around the Sun? So the Earth, one of the 8 planets, so it takes 410 fewer days to move around the Sun than the total taken by Mars and Mercury. So add Mars and Mercury together and then take away 410. And D, 280 on TV, 155 on a vacuum cleaner. She gave this damage change. So 280 plus 155, the total of that, and 500 take away that. Okay, and level B's are a little bit more trickier. Dylan's mum, the teacher, how much did they pay altogether? Okay, so was £300 enough? So who's going? Dylan, mum, and dad took the train. Dylan's mum is a teacher, so they're going to pay. Was £300 enough? So it's going to be £98, 128 plus £68 total of that. If it was enough, how much money was left over? How much did they pay altogether? Was £300 enough to pay for the train ticket? So you need to work a total and see if the total is less than £300 or not, and if more, if less, then how much money was left over. And then questions, page 96, question 1, number sentences. These are takeawaying and times at the same, so dividing. Remember, we have to do times or divide first, and then addition or subtraction. So let's just take a quick example. 72, which way around? Okay, let's do 235 plus 35 divided by 7. So do 35 divided by 7 first, which is 5, then 235 plus 5. And then question 2, pupils in year 2, year 1 to library, year 1 divided into 5 groups. With 6 pupils in each group, there are 35 pupils in year 2 who were divided into 7 groups. How many pupils were in the library in total? The total, there'll be pupils, and we're divided into 5 groups with 6 people. So the people year 2 class 1 would be 6 times 5. That's it. Okay, and so 6 times 5, that is 30 plus 35. How many more pupils were there in each group from year 2, year class 1? How many more pupils were there in each group from year 2 class 1 than each group of year 2? So each group, so the top one has, one of them has 6 pupils in each one, and the other one has how much? 7. And pupils to 35, so each one is 35 over 7, which is 5, so there'll be one difference of 1 between them. And then we got level B, which is slightly more difficult. Level B's are, so Dylan, mom and dad went to a water park. How much did they have to pay for the tickets? So there's 2 adults and a child, so 80 plus 80 plus 60. Half the prices for children on bank holidays. So what day did they go on? Okay, they went on a bank holiday, so it'll be 80 plus 80 plus 30. And Dylan's family went on rode tandem bike. How much did they pay? Turn right in the tandem with his dad. And Dylan rode and tandem with his dad. So it's with his dad. What bike rides? Tandem ride. Where are we? Tandem ride. Torrent ride. So torrent ride is £8. And Dylan rode the tandem with his dad. So is that 8 plus 8? 16. Dylan's parents gave him £100 money to spend. He used some of it to go on the rope bridge twice. Rope bridge twice, so 10, 20. How much money there? So 120 take away 20, and so on and so forth. And then on this next page, pupils in year 2, class 1 help to plant trees in the local park. There are 16 pupils by the river and 14 pupils in the hillside. Only 25 pupils are wearing sun hats. How many pupils are not wearing sun hats? So you work out the total. 16 plus 14, which is 30. So 25 of those are wearing it, so 5 are not going to be wearing it. Mum who bought us a one coat, 3 pairs of socks. Total is how much each pair of socks cost £6. What was the price of the coat? So that's 6 times 3 is 18, and 143 take away 18. Alex has some stamps and gives his classmates 16 of them, and he puts the rest of it in. Okay, and so forth. Alex has some stamps, so should be straightforward. I don't think I should be going through every single one now. You should be able to do it. If there are any questions that you're getting stuck on, then please do let me know. So let's go with the question 8. Dylan is packing oranges into bags. He put 6 oranges in each bag. He has packed 2 bags. There are 36 oranges left. How many bags of oranges in total can he pack? So you can sometimes draw sort of pictures or diagrams to help you there. So he puts 6 oranges in each bag. He has packed 2 bags. So 2 times 6 is 12. There are 36, so it's only 12 total can he pack. How many bags of oranges? Okay, how many bags of oranges in total can he pack? He put 6 oranges in each bag. Okay, so he put 6 oranges in each bag. So each bag can have 6 oranges. He has packed 2 bags. 36 still left. So 6 is going to be another 6 bags are left with that. So how many bags are in total? So that's 6 plus 2, 8. Okay. Teacher handed out 48 biscuits in each group. So that's level B. Maybe a bit more trickier. Moving on to the final bit. Again, if you want any help in particular questions, then let me know. As I said, level B, they're usually trickier and not essential to be able to do. Intelligent practice. So how do we do this? So what are the intelligent ways of doing this? So the intelligent way 1A is basically saying do 275 plus 125 first. That can go in brackets. So we do 347 plus, and then brackets is 275 plus 125 close brackets, because we're going to do that first because they're easier to add up. So 275, 300, 400, and then we can add the 400. That's going to be 400, 747, and so forth. And then the takeaway one, again, the way to do takeaway is make it easier to do the takeaway 254 first, and then we take away 291. And then these additions here, again, because the 7's there, 317 plus 183 be easier to add, and then you can add a 483 afterwards. Think about these calculations and how to do them. Again, 294 plus 106 would be easier to do because it goes to the tens, and that's the way to do it. And again, 638, take away 138 first, then take away 56. Because they're all take away, we can do them in that order. Question 3, apply. How much does each cost to buy a hairdryer and a kettle? A hairdryer 198 and a kettle 214. So addition, if you have £400, which 2 items can you buy? If you have 2, okay, so you have £400, which 2 items can you buy? So you can look for the cheapest one, add them together, you should be able to buy them. So you can buy a hairdryer and a telephone. Level B, think about these calculations, use what you know to complete them as quickly as possible. So quickly as possible just means 189 plus 211. Do that in order first because that'll be easier. And then you can do 265 plus 135 again, because 65 plus 35 will take you there. And then in terms of subtractions, again, the order, if you're going to take away 128 and you're going to add 128, those cancel each other out. So it's a case of just doing 486 plus 224. And again, they ran up to 100, so 24. So 486 plus 24 will be how much? That'll be 510, and then 510 plus another 200, 710. But you need to double check those with the answers. And with that, we end this book. Please do share and like and subscribe, and that'll be great to hear your comments. Thank you.